We're back. Episode 7 is here of Barrels and Banter with Sarah from Sarah Miles Shooting and me, Celine from Wintercombe. We have a banging tale from Sarah, a firing line debate, grip and grin photos with animals should they be done, our field notes and anecdotes, we shoot it straight and myth bust that game tastes really strong, and we have a confession and a question, plus a fantastic recommendation. Gosh, we have so many things to fill in.
Let's get into it.
Let's go straight in. I would like to hear what happened about your banging tale.
Oh, the car light incident.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it doesn't really shed me in a good light for intelligence.
I don't think many of yours have so far, to be fair.
No. No. So, I went out foxing one night. I went to meet somebody. So, I parked my car up, jumped into them, went for an evening's foxing. Perfect. Anyway, when we got back, got into my car. Bye, thanks very much. Anyway, start pulling out of this car park that I left my car in. And I was like, why is it so dark? Like, it's really dark. I can't really see a lot. So in all my wisdom, I felt like the inside of the car was particularly dark. I mean, I know it was nighttime. So I turned my interior light on.
Is this current? Or was this a while ago?
This is a while ago.
Okay, so you're not illuminated by your sat-nav or anything?
Oh, God, no. I had like a Peugeot 106.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, back in the day.
Quality.
Old school. So, yeah, I just felt like it was really dark. So I was like, I don't know. I just had this feeling like I should turn my interior light on. I was like, oh, great. Yeah, that's better now. I'm driving along. Everyone's flashing me. Don't know why everyone's flashing me. Well, the reason it was so dark was because I'd forgotten to turn my headlights on.
Oh, wow. Well, the car interior light did a brilliant job. I imagine people could just see a little figure of a person.
Me glowing. Like this, trying, really close
As
to the
if for your
steering
fans. High fans.
But I
must
think
illuminate Sarah, not the road.
I think you're right. It's like, although it was an old-fashioned car, the dashboard still lights up and your radio lights up or whatever. And I think when you don't have your headlights on, the dashboard doesn't light up, does it, at night?
Oh, I don't know. In the old cars, I can't remember.
Yeah,
now.
so I think you had to have the headlights on and then that lit it up.
Oh.
So that's why I felt like the inside was dark. Or can't see my speedo. Why is that? Oh, I know. I'll turn the interior light on.
For anybody out there that is concerned about Sarah's ability to drive, I will just like to say she has hopefully grown up a little bit since then. Lesson learned?
Lesson learned. Try the outside lights before the inside lights. It's now my go-to. I'm like, headlights? Check.
Firing line debate this week, grip and grin photos. Should they be not allowed, but are they the done thing? Should we do them?
Well, I've got to be honest, when you introduced this podcast, I wondered what the hell a grip and grin was. I've never heard of it. Is that something you've made up? Or is it an actual term for something?
There's an actual term. Grip and grin. It's where you like grip the animal. I think it's probably born out of the kind of African animals. It could be born out of something, I don't know. But where you've got like a lion and the person stood there sort of holding the mane and kneeling behind it with a great big cheesy grin.
Oh, okay. Grip
That
and
kind
grin.
of grip
Never heard
and
of it
grin.
called
So
that
you grip
before.
the animal and you grin. Or I suppose it could be even with birds, because you'll often see people, they've got the birds in their hand or a hare or something, and they're gripping and grinning.
Oh, it's a tough one.
What do you think about the grip and grin? Are you in? Are you out? Are you on the fence? Does it depend on the situation?
I'm in and out. I'm on the fence. So I think there's nothing wrong with being happy with the animal that you shot or achieved, or maybe it was a lifelong dream to go and take that roebuck or whatever it is. Why is it not okay to be smiling and be happy about it? I don't think that's I guess from a non-shooter's point of view, it can look disrespectful. Like, oh my God, look, why are you so happy about that dead animal? But for our point of view, it doesn't mean we disrespect the animal. It doesn't mean just because we're happy that, we're happy, we're grateful it went well, that we had a good shot on it. And
it's
it was
the
successful.
culmination of everything having a positive outcome to what you attempted to achieve, I suppose.
Yeah, and I guess you could argue there's limits. We wouldn't be laughing and joking, and there is that level of respect.
Yeah.
But I do think it's okay to look happy in a photo with an animal that you've worked hard to harvest. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
See, I struggle with it a little bit, and I never really know where the boundary is. I have and do take pictures with some of the things I've shot or picked up. Often you'll see pictures of my dogs with things, for example, as well. So I feel like I I am in, but I really struggle to sort of smile too much. I don't know why. It's not a conscious thing. I just don't seem to do a big smiley face. And somebody, who I'm sure will listen to this podcast, actually periodically sends me a message and goes, "God, you look so bloody miserable in that picture. Why do you look so moody?" And it's a funny one because I don't mean to look like that. And like you say, I'm pleased I've achieved, but I feel like subconsciously, I don't know where the line is drawn. Like, I personally wouldn't strip down to a layer of clothing that might be inappropriate to stand next to the animal. So I think if I was like, let's say I went hunting in Africa and I was wearing less clothing than I would wear in England because it was boiling, fine. But I do feel sometimes I've also seen these people that have gone quite a long way in the direction of then like, right now I want to look like I'm in a sort of skimpy outfit and
Oh God, no.
But where does the borderline of grip and grin photograph going to that extreme stop all the way to the other side where you just stand there? There's a guy actually, sorry, I'm going off on a tangent, everyone strap in. There's a guy who I have seen on Instagram and I can't remember his name. You never see his face, and in every single picture he's got one of those, I don't know if it's called a fedora, like it's not a cowboy hat, but like the ones that you wear when you go shooting. With the like, it's like got a rim around it, and he tips it in front of his face.
Right.
So he tips his head down, and therefore the image is his body kneeling behind the animal, but you only ever see his hat across his face.
I don't know if it's the same guy. There is a guy, and he's known as the faceless hunter.
Oh, well, probably. That would make a lot of sense. But
nobody's actually ever seen his face.
No, but then that's like one extreme, and somebody wearing minimal outfits with, you know, a great big cheesy grin is the other. But I don't really know where I sit on them. I kind of think
you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. If you look too happy, someone might have a comment about it. If you look too grumpy, someone will have a comment about it.
I think it's probably
everyone's got a different opinion, haven't they? But I just think I'm always proud of what I've harvested and happy. I mean, I think I do look happy in my photos. I hope I don't look too happy. I don't know, but I don't think there's any thing wrong with it.
I suppose it's to the level that you feel comfortable with, and at the end of the day, someone will always judge you, regardless. We all know we're going to get judged by somebody.
Oh God, yes.
I mean, you and I get quite a lot of it.
Wouldn't be social media if we weren't getting judged.
No, exactly. But I suppose you do it in the level that you feel comfortable. I've been out with you and you've been like, smile, and I'm kind of like, oh, it just doesn't really come naturally in, but I don't know why. Not because I'm anti, it just doesn't quite.
Someone's always going to have an opinion. Well, you'll never please everyone. I just think you do you, and I think as long as you're always being respectful to the animal and
I feel like
handling it, you know, with care and with respect, how you pose in a photo for me doesn't really.
I do feel like for me though, the level of attire possibly at some points is there's a point where I'm.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, it could be roasting sunshine, 35-degree heat in England. Well, let's be honest, never going to be that. But let's just say we were lucky to get that weather. We wouldn't go stalking in a bikini.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it could be like, oh my God, I'm so hot, I can't bear to have a t-shirt on. But you would put clothes on and you would, because it just doesn't feel right.
For me, I feel like the level of respect is probably more the clothing and the setting and the situation than how much somebody's smiling in the picture. Yeah. But naturally, I just seem to look miserable in mine.
It'd be interesting to see, pointed out. Like you say, other people's thoughts. Like, please comment on this. Let us know what you think's right and wrong.
Do you grip and grin? Do you agree with grip and grin?
I don't like that term.
Grip and grin. That's what it's there for. It's there as the debate term, isn't it? Ooh. I imagine a paper came up with it. By the way, this is not my term. This is something that came up from somebody.
It's horrible. I don't know. I don't like it. It sounds awful, doesn't it? Grip and grin.
Because you literally grip and grin.
Yeah. Odd one. Well, yeah, let us know your thoughts. Are you in or are you out? Are you happy or are you miserable? Up next is our field notes and anecdotes. What have we been up to? I'm trying to think, really. I've recently booked hotel for the game fair.
Oh, I've got mine. We're all in. I've got an Airbnb, to be fair.
So's mine, to be fair, I think. So Celine's already got hers because she books it at the game fair for the following year.
Well, what I would like to say is I actually booked this 2 years ago. I booked this Airbnb after the game fair 2.5 years ago, with a view that we would go the following year, and then it turned out they moved it to Blenheim. While we were at the game fair, I'd already booked the accommodation for the following year. Ended up having to message her and say, I'm really sorry, could I move it on a year? All intending to go last year, booked up, everything sorted, and I'm not complaining, my husband's family said, oh, we're all going on a family holiday together, do you want to come? And I was like,
you didn't go last year, did you?
So then I had to message the poor lady again and go, I do really want to come, but could I just make it the next year again?
To be fair, I didn't end up going.
No.
Because I was due to go on holiday just after, and I was like,
2-3
I
days
could really
later.
do with actually packing and sorting my life out to go away on holiday.
Yeah, so I am very prepared, and hopefully this lady does realise that I do want to go to the game for this year and won't then cancel my booking, but I have messaged her to say, hello.
What else have we been up to? I'm trying to think.
You are packing. I think you're going away Chinese water deer, is it?
Yes. So I've got 2 weekends left, I think, now. We go up every couple of weeks normally. I think we've had a bit of a break with Christmas and that. But yeah, I've got 2 more weekends to do some more Chinese water deer culling. So that will be awesome.
And the British shooting show.
And the British
You've
shooting
got loads of
show.
things going on. How can you not remember all the things you have going on?
I think because you kind of just do it and don't think about it, do you? It's just like...
I feel like also we're still in picking up mode. And when you're in that kind of picking up mode, Beaters Day, Family Day, it's like one thing after another. We've just had Christmas. We're now in the next set of things. The kids have gone back to school. You're trying to do all of that as well.
Yeah.
It's amazing how many things you fit in, but how you just launch from one to another without
and how
necessarily
quick it all
thinking about
comes round. You know, 1 minute you're starting picking up season, like, oh my God, I can't believe it's finally picking up season. The next thing you know, it's over. And you're like, oh, well, that's that. And then it's like show season's now starting. You're like, oh, right, crumbs. Now we need to get on board with that. It's always something, isn't there? It seems to come quickly.
So we've kind of been busy, but more busy preparing for the next set of things to come.
Prepping. And obviously we will, well, if you follow us on socials, you will be able to follow our trips and tours and whatever else we're doing.
I think we may have a conversation about our favourite shows possibly next time.
Yes.
It was something I was
Dip into
thinking
that one a
about.
little
What
bit.
do we like? What don't we like? Where would we recommend, etc. Because I think you've possibly done more than I have.
I think I've done
shows-wise.
all of them. Yeah, I'll go into that. Let's not go into too much detail. We'll save it. All bar one, I think, in England.
Oh,
maybe.
Okay, well, that's good. Right, well, we'll talk about that next time. But we have things afoot. And the other thing that I also have is this is not good. An awful lot of editing.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm just stacking up photos now. I bought, with videos, I got the new iPhone. I bought the 1 terabyte, 900 gigabytes I've used in that. So that's an obscene amount. I don't even really know where to start. And some of it's absolute toot, and some of it...
That's because Celine has a phobia of the delete button.
I do have a phobia of the delete button.
Whereas Sarah is...
ruthless.
Yeah. Oh, that's that video made. Delete all the footage from it. Never going to need it again. Gone. See ya.
Well, I'm like, what when I'm 72, if I want to look back on what I was doing
It's on
Tuesday,
YouTube.
the 13th of November? What if YouTube's not still existing when I'm 72?
Then I'll worry about something else.
Oh, no, I can't do it.
We are now going to do our Shoot It Straight and myth busting section. And the topic this time is that game tastes really strong to eat.
It's funny because this is something that I feel like has previously put me off.
Yeah.
And if somebody says, oh, I've got, I don't know, some venison sausages, or I've got something, I instantly think, oh, I wonder if they hang there so very long. Because I'm not a big fan of strong tasting
real
meat.
gamey tasting.
Yeah, but to be honest, I wouldn't really eat like strong lamb. I'm just...
Yeah, it's personal preference, isn't it? I think, like you said about how long has it been hung for? Like, you know, there is that, how long has it been hung for? Has it been a couple of days, a week? Has it been... I never forget what somebody said to me at work. 3 weeks at 3 degrees. Oh, I was like, wow,
that's
3
venison.
weeks. Yeah.
Well, I had somebody that used to say that they used to hang them in the garage until the maggots started to fall out of the pheasants, and that's when you debreasted.
That's gross.
Can't do it.
That sounds awful.
No. Like, mine, for pheasants and partridge and duck, I'm kind of within 48 hours.
Yeah.
I'd like everything dealt with and in a fridge if it's going to be used in like that week, or in the freezer if it's going to be used further ahead. And I feel like I'm not a big fan of very strong meat personally, so I've never had Wagyu beef. but I feel like maybe that's the sort of thing that probably wouldn't suit me anyway. So I suppose it's horses for courses, but you definitely can have non-strong game.
100%. And I think it's very much also down to how it's cooked and how it's seasoned. I mean, I've had some stunning venison burgers and sausages that realistically, if you didn't tell anyone, they probably wouldn't know. Like,
yeah, especially if you put spices and things in. How on earth can you tell if you season something well and you put some nice herbs and some nice spices in, and especially if you're using things like, I don't know, nutmeg or cinnamons and stuff, those can taste quite strong. So if you mix that in with something, I wouldn't be able to tell what it was.
Yeah, and I'm like you, I'm a bit funny about like it tasting too strong. When I went away to Czech Republic, the hotel that we stayed at, everything they served was game. Yeah, that's all they did.
Well done.
This dish came out and we were all looking at it like, what is it? Like, you know, they didn't tell us. So it was like, so we're tucking in. It was stunning. This meat was quite pink, like a little bit rare, but none of us could tell what it was. We were like, is it beef? Is it? And it turned out, I think it was sika deer, but that it was probably the best meat I've ever tasted out there.
But then again, like you say, it depends how you cook it. Do you cook it until it's like long, slow cook it, or do you just flash fry it? Or there's so many different ways. I feel like
burnt it.
That'd be me.
Yeah.
It's one of those where when somebody puts a blanket thing over everything and says game tastes strong, I'm like, but game is like, that's just like saying meat in general, because you go all the way from pigeon to duck to pheasant and partridge, all different types of venison and stuff. I'm like, how can, like, that's just such a...
Some game might do. And it also depends on the breed of deer. You know, roe deer taste different from a muntjac deer and a red deer. Like, they've all got different tastes. So...
We had a gun who actually doesn't shoot with us anymore. And he used to say every time, are you going back and eating game at the pub? Did I ever told you this? Or are you going to have game? Are you serving game? Or if you're going to serve game, then I'm not going to eat it because I don't like it. And the response from us was, that's absolutely fine. Don't come and eat, because we're not serving you anything else. If you shoot it, you need to eat something. You can't shoot things and then refuse to eat any of it. That's not really, the two don't go together.
You're going to like and dislike some different meats, but it's a bit odd to be out shooting and say, I absolutely point blank won't eat any meat at all.
Well, yes, especially if you're going to eat meat like beef and chicken, your standard meats. If you're happy to eat pork and all of those kind of middle of the road meat, then I think they're quite varied in themselves. Yeah, but when you're a proper grown-up, you should be able to try it more than once.
When you're a proper grown-up.
When you're a big boy.
If you're a proper grown-up and you're not trying it all, grow up.
Then that is our final word on the matter.
Yeah, get out of our podcast. I feel like we need to start adding some jingles.
The problem is that, oh no, can't sing.
Confession and question time.
I'm putting that in.
No. We need to start doing our own jingle.
Go on then.
Yeah, but we need to sing it together.
No, I can't sing. I'm waiting.
I can't sing either.
Right, we'll crack on. You came up with the idea.
I'm trying to think of like a jingle. Like, it's confession and question time.
Oh, yeah.
Good or not?
Wow. No? On that note, let's just crack on. Shall I read the confession? Okay. Around 8 seasons ago, a good friend of mine... Oh, I should just say this. I didn't write this. Somebody else wrote this.
Oh, somebody wrote this in.
Yeah, I don't want people to think it's my good friend because I have read it. It's somebody else's good friend. Around 8 seasons ago, a good friend of mine had a little accident on a shoot day. The night before, we'd been out in our local pub with a few other beaters, having a drink and some proper pub food, and looking forward to the next day beating. Well, what was meant to be a nice, relaxing early finish turned into, anyone fancy a shot or two? Well, that was it, and the landlord rang last orders, the doors were locked, and only us beaters were left. Eventually, we all left. God knows how some of us found our ways home. At 8:15, we all started showing up to the yard and feeling well and truly hungover. Somehow, we got through the first drive, but on starting the second, my mate said, "Are you okay?" I replied, "Yeah, I'm feeling a bit better. Why? Aren't you?" No, he said. "My stomach's not too good." Well, we were at the flushing point, and by the way he was acting and his facial expressions, I think he was too. We all got to the bottom of the valley with the guns and stopped for drinks. The last person to arrive was my mate, and everyone was calling him to come come on, got some shots and some sloe gin here for you. He walked on by. Sorry, not now, he said. And he walked up to the cattle trough, stripped off naked and proceeded to wash his pants and himself.
Oh,
Literally
no.
everyone was crying with laughter. Bless him. He managed the third drive. But that was it. He had to go home. He never lived that one down.
Oh,
That's really inventive. Had a little accident. I should imagine he basically shut himself down his legs if he had to do that.
Just went and got
Otherwise, should he just chop the pants off and throw them in the hedge?
Oh, he had to have a bath. The poor cows have got to drink that water.
Oh, yeah.
It's a bit harsh.
Oh, it's like the pig.
It's like the pig in the
I feel like there's some poor animals out in the countryside
animal
that need some
cruelty
therapy.
going on here. Yeah.
But I feel like in winter that would be so cold.
Well, it's better than being covered in poo.
I don't think you'd want to put your ghoulies in a water trough if you were a man in winter, would you?
I don't know. I think I would if I'd pooed on myself.
No, I would have thought you'd just chop your pants off, turn them inside out, give it a rub, chuck them in the bin.
Legs.
Oh yeah, there is that.
There's a lot of scenarios here. Another poo
I feel like
story.
we need a bit more context.
Yeah.
Maybe we should write back and say, what quantity of poo was there?
How bad was it on a scale of 1 to 10? Were your socks filled? Or your boots? People love a little writing poo stories in, don't they?
I love a poo story.
I do love a poo story.
That was quite a good one.
Thank you very much to our poo story man.
How do you know it's a man?
Woman, lady, person, whoever.
Yeah.
Poo person.
Poo person.
Somebody has written a question in for us to answer.
Ooh.
Are you ready? I am 22 years old and have my first working dog, 20-week-old working Springer Spaniel.
Well, that's where you've gone wrong.
Well,
fail.
On say, yes, yes, I know, I thrown myself into the deep end. However, I've studied dogs for a degree and have experience in training. However, this is my first gun dog.
Whoa, hang on. If she studied dogs and has a degree in training, has still bought a Springer.
Yeah.
Gosh. Okay, carry on.
I think somebody needs to talk to the college or whoever's doing that
therapy.
degree. Yeah, she's therapy now. However, this is my first gun dog. Have you got any advice as a newbie who wants to start going to shoots, either beating or picking up? I've got no clue where to start around actually finding a shoot or going to one. Training-wise, we're getting there and have started. She's super smart. I'll send a picture of her too.
Ah, lovely. So you're chucking this one over to me, are you, straight away?
You love a spaniel. You've got loads of them.
I do like a spaniel. I don't have, I'm not anti-spaniel. I don't have a spaniel brain.
You get in trouble for saying you're anti-spaniel.
I will get in trouble for saying I'm anti-spaniel. I've got a lovely person that doesn't like me because he says that I don't like spaniels, even though I've never said I don't like spaniels. I might say it now. I don't like spaniels.
Ooh.
It's a lie. Ooh. But he can just chop that out, quote it back to me.
Yeah.
Right. First of all, I would say that if it's your first gun dog, then I personally would choose beating or picking up. I would not try and go for both. Mm-hmm. I think it is possible. Yes, it is achievable. Yes, there's plenty of people out there that do it. But actually, you're just setting yourself up to fail if you're trying to train two different things in a dog when you don't have experience of either.
Yeah.
I feel like that would blow my mind. I'm very much someone that picks up. I feel like I'm at the point now I probably could have a dual purpose dog. Mm-hmm. But I think if you're starting out, there's so many extra things you need to consider if you're going to make your life a bit more complicated by doing both, that you're better off to choose a lane and aim for one or t'other.
Yeah.
So probably the first thing I would do is do a bit of research, explore which one do you think is going to fit you. Mm-hmm. Possibly even go to a shoot and just say, can I come along beating for a day? If you go along beating, then you get a real feel for what that's like.
Yeah, go without the dog. Well, the dog's too young at the minute.
Yeah,
anyway,
go without the dogs. Just go as you. You can see other people's dogs. You can see what they're doing. And then it will also help you gauge what I need to achieve and what level I need to achieve to be able to then bring my dog along. And it's very difficult to go and watch picking up. It's just not really the done thing. But if you wanted to do that, then I would go more along the lines of going to see a gun dog trainer or going to maybe join a gun dog club and offer to carry game on field trials or carry dummies at a working test, because you can then see that side of things. I think initially you don't need to panic about doing it immediately, because actually a lot of the training will be similar in those early few weeks.
Yeah.
So you've got a few weeks to be able to sort of...
Yeah, don't panic.
Just watch online, dabble, pop and see a few people, etc. to say, I think I prefer beating or picking up.
Yeah.
That would probably be my first thing.
Yeah, because I think as well, like you said, it's for your first ever dog, it's going to overcomplicate it to do both. Let's be honest, first dog, second, third, fourth, probably even fifth, is a learning curve. You're going to make mistakes with this one. Is. Yeah, but, you know, so, and your next dog, you'll go, right, I'm not going to do that again. So I think, especially like you say, because it's your first one, it's throwing all too much in there. She did say, how can she get into beating and picking up, was one of the...
So what I would then say is I would then go down the route of you've either decided that you want to go beating or you want to go picking up. So if you've gone beating, hopefully you've offered to go to a local shoot or you've put something on, like there's loads of, I think we've touched on this before, beaters and pickers up on Facebook, etc. And offered to go along, be it for free or just as a beater, without a dog. Mm-hmm. If you're going to go down the picking up route, then I definitely will join a gun dog club because you will be able to go and do some working tests. You'll be able to touch base with people. You'll be able to branch out. And then it's very much a case of Facebook groups are great.
Yeah.
I mean, I put posts out on those periodically.
If you're short of a beater or picker up, often people put on looking for a picker up in Cornwall or Dorset or Devon or wherever it is.
Yeah. And also they'll do those last minute ones, but they'll also say, you know, expanding next season, looking for an extra couple of people. Potentially initially, you're going to end up being the sort of sub. So you might find that you are not a key team member because you've probably got them
when they're short or something.
Yeah, but you start as being the person that when they're short and they say, oh, you know, someone's unable to make that day or someone's called in sick. And if you can then start filling in, you start to become more regular. They trial you and then you build up from there. While you're deciding which route you feel that you want to go down.
Get that general obedience in place and try and get that connection with the dog. So I don't know what you think, but I always find it hard. It's harder to get a bond with a spaniel than a Labrador. Yeah, I mean, I've had loads of spaniels and I find the Labradors look at me like, oh my God, I love you. Whereas the spaniel's a bit more like, hi, right, I'm going for a sniff now, bye. They're not so...
Oh, I've only ever had one spaniel and she was extraordinarily attentive.
Oh, none of mine.
Like literally, it was like her eyes were boring into my head. She was like, look at me, I'm here to serve you, look at me, give me a job.
Maybe it's just me then.
Because
I've always had the problem with the spaniels, like they'll come in with a bird and they'll sit with their back to me.
Oh, because they're ready for the next thing. They're like, excuse me.
But it's like no eye contact, no nothing. Like, here's the bird. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I've not really been able to connect very well.
Whereas sometimes with my Labradors, I have the problem that they won't stop looking at me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, guys, if we could face the drive. I love you though.
Yeah.
I do love you.
Please watch the falling birds. Well, we hope we've helped with a bit of advice.
Yeah, and if you've got any questions, you could drop them to us. We're on all the social medias. We're here, there and everywhere. Hopefully you know by now. You can comment.
Know it
all. No, we don't know it all, but we will give you...
We'll give it our best go.
Well, we'll chuck our non-expert opinion out there.
Yeah.
And you can do with it as you please.
We'll work it out between us.
So we've had a couple of mini confessions in from you guys. We love these. This is just a short one where a lady says, somebody said to her, Joe, can you radio the host after the drive? They're obviously on a game day. And ask if there's any dogs in the line today. Joe drinks a glass of port and radios the host. Are there any guns out in that line today? Yes, Joe. There's 8 of them.
Oh, bless.
That was a good one.
I have got a short one as well. This is from Andrew. Duck flight in the evening, 3 mallard coming straight into the lake. I killed the first,
Da-da-da.
What is wrong with me?
Da-da-da. There you are. That's a jingle.
The more I try, the worse it gets. 3, 2, 1. I've got a short one as well from Andrew. Duck flight in the evening, 3 mallard coming straight into the lake.
Oh, why?
Oh, the job's fucked. So funny. What happens when I get tired? I have got another short confession from Andrew. Duck flight in the evening, 3 mallard coming straight into the lake. Killed the first one, dead as a stone. Moved to take the second... I fucked it again, didn't I? But I was going to keep going. Duck flight in the evening, 3 mallard coming straight into the lake. Killed the first, dead as a stone. Moved to take the second shot, bang. Hit in the face by a stone-dead mallard drake. Spark out for 20 minutes. returned home with a mallard and eyes like a panda.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm guessing he shot the first one, went to shoot the second, and the first one that he'd shot come down and smacked him.
So
with Sparko.
I was on a shoot once, and a guy got hit by a pheasant straight in the stomach.
I know is it the same one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Staggered
it was bad, wasn't it?
Of the thing. I actually was photographing him, and it would have come down like straight into my back, but I moved round. It then came across where I would have been stood, but hit him in the stomach because he was on like a plinth. Probably,
if you had stayed there,
it would have had me instead. But you know, he took one for the team, and he went down, and I went over, and I was like, "Oh, are you okay?" He said, "Yeah, I'm fine." And then I said, "Well, do you want me to take your gun from you for a second?" Because he kind of like really winded
a bit winded, yeah.
And no, I'm fine. And he stood up and he fired a couple more shots. So he paid for his drive, hadn't he? And then it finished, and I looked over, and my other half was there as well. And he came over and he was like, "You okay? Do you want me to help you?" And I said, "I think we'll just take his gun for a minute. We'll just put your cartridges away." And the next thing, he was on his hands and knees. And it was like, "Okay, you don't look great." And then I said, "I think we need to call an ambulance." He said, No, I'll be fine. Walked part way up the hill, collapsed in a heap on the floor. Did call the ambulance.
He was bad,
Ambulance
wasn't he?
came out, had his spleen removed.
He actually nearly died, didn't he?
Yeah, had his spleen removed. I was stood there next to him. But what I thought was quite interesting was he was shooting with a bunch of other guys, obviously, like a group of them had come down. And they left him there with the head of the picking up team. That wasn't me, it was someone else. And went and did the fourth drive.
That's awful.
They literally went, "Oh, you'll be all right, mate. We'd better go and just finish the last drive." So
I bet they felt awful when they realised quite how bad the situation was.
No, they all went home. He lived quite a long way away, I think. And
I remember he was in
local
hospital for quite some time.
Yeah, 5 or 6 days a week, something like that, before he ended up going back to where he came from.
So it's no funny joke getting hit by a bird, guys.
No.
It hurts.
You going to jingle this one?
No.
I feel like you should do.
It's your turn. Jingle.
Recommendation industry. And here we are for the recommendation of the week, and I would like to recommend it's gun dog leads.
Oh, okay.
And they're literally called gun dog leads.
Oh, I think that's
that
the name
just,
of the company.
Yeah, it's just a lady. I met her at the game fair. And no, I've been sponsored or sent anything. Chill out, people, before we start. I bought a load of leads from her. They are, I love them. They're just crazy colours.
You've got some really nice coloured leads, actually.
Yeah, but these are so nice. I think there's one, it's called, I think it might be called Unicorn. And it's pink and blue and yellow. Oh, I just think they're really lovely.
This is another company that Celine has bought one of every colour and style.
I also have one of their lanyards, and that's also pink and blue and yellow. It's quite leery. I will never, ever lose the whistle that's attached to it, I can assure you.
Do you have one of every of the dog leads colours that this company
No,
offers?
because she does make an awful lot. I'm going to be entirely honest. And they're thin dog leads, though, and I do like a thin dog lead. They're like the proper 6mm job.
Yeah.
The 4mm a bit like cheese wire, great for a puppy, but sort of strangles something. 8mm, bit too chunky if you've got lots of dogs like me. 6mm, perfect. And hers are 6mm leads. And I think she does bigger ones, to be fair. I wasn't really paying attention. I just walked in and went, "Oh my God, love it, love it, love it, love it." One of them.
Bye.
I have half a dozen, darling.
She's just going tap, 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 tap with her card.
But she's got loads of different colours, and I really like it because a lot of them are very bright. Because I have done the whole, I'm only going to have black leads and I'm only going to have green leads.
Oh God, no, it's got to be bright because when you drop it in a field.
Yeah, well, I've lost all of them.
Yeah, and how many leads have we dropped picking up? And the beaters have then come through and found our leads.
I dropped one of her leads the other day. I won't say which beach because people will know where I live. On a beach, shingle pebble
Falmouth.
beach.
No, I'm joking.
And we probably walked with the dogs, I don't know, half kilometre up the beach, turned around, tide's coming in. We walked back. I went to my husband, "Oh, I've lost my favourite coloured lead." I was really like, oh.
Upset.
And we walked back down. He said, "Well, you're never going to find it here." There was hundreds of people on the beach because it's like I'm just going to have to say this. It's a fossiling area and it had been stormy. So the world and his wife comes out. Everyone wants to try and find fossils. There was loads of people on the beach. The tide's coming in. We're walking back. I literally am probably 100 metres like from the car. And I looked down and I went, "Oh my God, that's my lead." So I'm like,
Were you like on top of it or not? Like
I was quite close to it, to be fair, but
Wow.
it stood out because it's such a bright colour.
Yeah.
How somebody else didn't pick it up and walk off with it. The tide was pretty much lapping at it. Another 10, 15 minutes and that would have been away.
That was so lucky.
I couldn't believe it, and it was one of those leads.
Oh, well done. Reasonably priced?
Oh, to be fair, I can't remember. Sarah, don't ask me
Oh,
questions
okay.
like that.
Don't ask questions. They're
Yes,
pretty
they were.
colours and that's all that matters.
Hang on a minute. My husband watches this. They were very reasonably priced, Sarah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yes, which is why one should buy all of the colours. I think they might come with some sort of guarantee, to be fair. Probably not against being
I'll have
lost.
to have a little look, actually, because I'm a bit short of leads at the minute.
I quite like the ones where they've got a proper stopper and they're just a really nice slip lead, not too thick, but perfect.
A lot of the stoppers have come off my leads, which is really annoying, actually.
Oh, I've had these for a few years now.
Talking of that, I was going along at your shoot the other day and I was like, what is going on here? You know, when something just doesn't feel right? And I look round and my Labrador's got the lead around its belly. It's gone over the neck, over the shoulders, somehow over the front legs, and I'm just pulling this dog along by its belly. I was like, oh, wow, sorry, okay.
Dog's thinking, Jesus, woman.
Yeah.
This week's recommendation.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Right, come on, that deserves a 5-star review.
Yeah.
There's singing and everything now. Dancing, singing, podcast,
Own jingles.
shooting.
Our talents are endless.
Photos, literally
What can't we do?
nothing.
Cook.
Okay, yeah, cook.
Our cooking skills aren't great.
We'll leave
Everything
that
else,
there.
though, awesome.
See you soon.
Bye.